Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And it's Sunday afternoon and I put this video together because people ask me whether or not I believe XRP can actually reach $10,000. So I'm going to break it down in this video, and I'm going to let all of you decide based on the information I share with all of you. So let's get started. Confidential investor talk. SWIFT is being upgraded to Ripple. From slow wires to instant blockchain settlements, the payment rails are changing. Take a listen to this.
There are many use cases now, very successful investment use cases, and I won't go through these in detail other than to say very briefly that there are good reasons why a lot of value is being captured. So if you look at number one, as I already mentioned, we need infrastructure to allow for the digitalization of finance and commerce, and that's being created by companies with names like Anchorage and Fireblocks and Kraken and so on. And these are digital custodians or wallets or marketplaces, and we're investors in all of those, are ones that we show as examples here. In terms of monies and commodities and assets, the same thing is true. We're taking things like SWIFT or Visa or MasterCard, and we're upgrading them into digital equivalents, which have names like Ripple or Yellow Card, and we're digitalizing monies like the US dollar into things like Tether and Circle, and we're an investor in Tether and Circle as well. At the commodity level,
so he says SWIFT is being upgraded to Ripple. So is the switch already happening? I pointed out in countless videos that there's already banks pushing away from SWIFT and using the alternative, which is RippleNet and most likely XRP as well. Black Swan Capitalist says political power comes from money. Allow governments and private entities to create it out of thin air, and you give them the power to wage wars, imprison you, and confiscate your wealth. Gold preserved value for centuries. XRP now bridges value across borders. Both are vital. I always pictured XRP moving gold-backed currencies. I still believe that the U.S. digital dollar will be gold-backed at some point. And XRP itself, I don't believe is going to be backed by gold. But I do believe it's going to be moving the value of gold. Remember, gold is going to be tokenized on the XRP ledger. A level playing field, Trump and the XRP profits. One thing I know, for as long as I've been holding XRP, multiple prophets over time have talked about investing into XRP. One of them was Kim Clement. Remember, he said he sees something starting with an X and it has a P in it. That's going to be worth investing in. I saw an X and I think there may have been a number and something else and then P. He said that multiple times in different clips. Then there's Brandon Biggs, who predicted the $10,000 XRP as well. So are the prophets right? Are we going to see a $10,000 XRP? Then there's the PayPal Mafia, Musk, Thiel, and Ripple. Musk, PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel has notable connections in the cryptocurrency sector. Thiel's venture capital firm Founders Fund invested in Ripple Labs in 2013 when it was known as OpenCoin. XRP is well known for its efficiency in cross-border payments, and while Musk has not publicly acknowledged involvement in Ripple or XRP, his shared history with Thiel and ownership of the X brand suggests a possible connection. Just like Musk X brand, the logo for XRP is simply the letter X. And you see the PayPal Mafia right here. Now, do I believe that Elon would choose to utilize XRP at some point? Most likely that will happen. Based on the PayPal Mafia theory. Ripple and President Trump. In 2019, President Trump said he was not a fan of Bitcoin and unregulated crypto assets. At the time, Ripple was the only major cryptocurrency firm working closely with U.S. regulators. Since then, and following a recent court victory by Ripple over the SEC, XRP is now the only crypto asset with court regulatory clarity, meaning it went through the court process. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse recently met with Trump and confirmed by Garlinghouse on Fox News. The meeting could signify more favorable crypto regulations under a Trump administration. But they also went on to meet with Trump multiple times, not only in the past, but I think it's still going on today as well. Even when the president mentioned a level playing field. That's something that Brad Garlinghouse always says. Same thing with David Schwartz. Even Stuart Alderati said we're fighting for a level playing field. So when the president says it, where do you think he came up with that? Most likely from listening to people at Ripple. Regulatory clarity. We all know that XRP will never be called a security again. Then there's XRP versus Bitcoin. We already know XRP is a better Bitcoin. Even people would speculate, and I believe it's fact, but that's just me, that David Schwartz and a few others at Ripple were who created Bitcoin. They are the four Satoshis. And they seen the problems with Bitcoin and went on to create XRP. So ask yourself, if Bitcoin, based on speculation, based on a belief system, has zero utility, can run all the way up to over $100,000, why can XRP not hit $10,000? It doesn't make sense. XRP backed by gold. This one shows up every once in a while. Everybody always talks about that happening. But like I said, I don't see XRP being backed by gold. Then there's Judy Shelton, was nominated by President Trump in July of 2019 to serve on the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors, known for her advocacy of returning to a gold standard. Shelton's views were controversial in mainstream economic circles, and her nomination faced significant resistance in the Senate. On November 17, 2020, her nomination was blocked in the Senate and was later withdrawn by Biden in February 2021. Shelton has said that gold could be used in modern context in a cryptocurrency way, suggesting a gold-backed cryptocurrency that could provide stability and act as a counter to currency manipulation by governments. But we don't need it to be backed by gold. Think of a stable coin like RLUSD being backed by gold and then XRP moving that stable coin all around the world. I think that is more likely to happen. But no matter how you look at this, people will still doubt that XRP could ever reach $10,000. If you think XRP can hit 10K, you're already priced out of the future. We've seen countless articles like this over time. Usually when the price of XRP rises even a little bit, people start talking about 589 and 10K again. Right now, the new narrative is XRP's going to $1,000 plus. People get excited when XRP moves. Then there's the private ledger. Take a listen to this.
When we talk about the price of XRP, we have to look at the debt. And central banks have an incentive to dissolve that debt right now. And they found a solution, which is blockchain. They actually are going to, in my opinion, based on the research, and also I can confirm this, that the International Monetary Fund has already agreed on a price before all this integration started to happen. So this was a few years ago. They agreed upon a price, and I got a lot of information from Linda P. Jones has a friend who worked at the Central Bank of Australia, and she said that they agreed upon a price, and it's in the thousands. Now, when we...
So think about that. if the IMF has already agreed on a price and the central banks already agreed on a price and the banks are in the testing phase right now on the private ledger, when they come out of the testing phase, the price of XRP, like a flip of the switch moment, should instantly go to $10,000. And I would agree that that could very well be a possibility. Because if you're going to try to move all this value utilizing XRP, it cannot be at a cheap price. Even David Schwartz said it can't be dirt cheap. That doesn't make any sense. If XRP cost $1, they'd need 1 million XRP, which would cost $1 million. If XRP cost $1 million, they need 1 XRP, which would again cost $1 million. Now, David did not say that XRP is going to $1 million per XRP. He was just pointing out it can't be dirt cheap. It has to be at a high price to be able to move all of that value. Now, people would argue market cap, and Panjoja actually debunks market cap. Take a listen.
I'm going to break down today why people need to stop saying that market cap is the reason why certain cryptos like XRP, Bitcoin, and so on cannot go to certain prices. Market cap is a reliable metric for stock, but it fell short dealing with cryptocurrency. Stocks is pretty simple. Market cap represents the total equity of a company. Calculated pretty simple, right? Now, in cryptocurrency, is done very similar. Market cap is the total amount of coins or tokens that are available, multiplied by the current price. Now, the problem with this is that in stocks, we can account for all stocks available. In crypto, we lose crypto all the time. Private keys are lost. People forget passwords. So cryptocurrency is different because the price of cryptocurrency is influenced more so by what's called thin liquidity. You can today create a cryptocurrency with 100 million tokens. Keep all the tokens except for 10. Put those 10 on an exchange. Those 10 tokens sell for $1 each. And now my entire market cap will show up as $100 million market cap, even though only $10 flowed into that cryptocurrency. We confuse capital inflow with market cap. This is a perfect example of why that's not equal. For example, in Bitcoin, Satoshi has 1.1 million Bitcoin, and those Bitcoin were never paid for. No capital flew into the Bitcoin market because Satoshi acquired those first million Bitcoin. Now, it shows up in the market cap because market cap is all available Bitcoin multiplied by the current price. In cryptocurrency projects, founders keep a large percentage of tokens, or tokens never get out to the public. Now, this still shows up in the market cap as the total value of a specific crypto that exists. And people will use market cap to say the capital has to flow into something in order to push the price up. It's totally not true. You know, market cap is an excellent way to judge stocks. We shouldn't use it for crypto going forward to say that a certain crypto, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever, cannot go to a certain price because of market cap.
So market cap does not matter at all. And in fact, XRP has a market cap multiplier that's happening already. So say $61 million went into XRP's market cap. It would actually push the market cap up by $16.6 billion. So now, say with just the ETFs, right? They're expecting $5 billion in inflows. And that would normally just push the price of XRP to around $4 and change. But with the market cap multiplier, all of a sudden that $5 billion pushes XRP's price much, much higher. And people that are saying it's going to go to $4 plus, they're totally wrong. There's already people saying that $5 billion in will push the price of XRP to $26. Just $5 billion coming in. I'm predicting that we are going to see most likely $20 billion into XRP because of the ETFs. That's how fast we could go from where we are right now up to becoming a 3-digit asset. All of a sudden, XRP hits $100 plus. And that's just the beginning. Then you start talking about tokenized assets coming onto the XRP ledger. Banks coming out of the testing phase once regulations are in place. Because I think regulations are probably one part that's still holding that back. All of a sudden, we're looking at a 4-digit XRP in the short term. Long term, most likely within 2 years, there's a chance XRP can reach these price points. But how far are we when it comes to SWIFT? This comes from Smoke. Interesting details in the Chief Innovation Officer at Swift LinkedIn and profile page. Unlocking digital finance, 77.7% complete. Now, did he just choose to use 3 sevens, or is that how far the system is upon completion? 77.7% complete. The infrastructure behind money is evolving fast, but not everyone knows how to navigate it. I work at the intersection of traditional financial systems and the next generation of tokenized value and emerging technologies. The transformation is almost 100% complete. That's what he has on his LinkedIn. This is the same guy that just said the other day, another checkmate moment for Ripple with that acquisition of Rail. So even people at Swift know the upgrade is already happening. The shift is already happening. And remember, banks will be able to connect their core systems to the Ripple network just as they connect to Swift. They could do it over the course of 3 weeks. Sometimes it takes up to 2 months. And if they're going to be making all of these connections happen, I'm sure they're going to work at a very fast pace to get that done. But never doubt XRP is what I'm saying. And that's what this whole video was about. I wanted to show you all aspects of it, because the talk of a $10,000 XRP is going to be back quicker than you think. Just wait until the price of XRP starts to break out again. You're going to see we're going to $10,000 plus. It's going to happen. This is the flip of the switch moment. 589 is going to be back in play as well. It's going to be an exciting time ahead. And until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.